everyone on this call. So we still have like 1 minute to wait for other participants to join the call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, moderator. Dr. Musi, you're welcome.
So for this webinar, we are welcome once again. So we have an esteemed panel today led by the president of NAWACS FUOYE chapter in person of Professor 𝒂𝒐𝒈𝒊𝒕𝒂𝒍 and our speaker, Professor O.S. Ayonda. So we are honored to also have the Vice Chancellor of FUOYE, Federal University Oye-Ekiti, Professor 𝒂𝒏𝒈𝒊𝒕𝒂𝒍 as our chief host. So right into the agenda, I would like to call on our president, Professor 𝒂𝒐𝒈𝒊𝒕𝒂𝒍, for our welcoming address. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the moderator. On behalf of NAWACS, it's with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's webinar. We're truly honored by your presence, and we're grateful that you've taken time to join us. I want to specially welcome our speaker, Professor Ayonda, and his team for giving us the privilege to talk to us today. This webinar reflects NAWAC's ongoing commitment to knowledge sharing, professional growth, and meaningful dialogue. We hope today's section will be both insightful and inspiring, and that it will provide a valuable perspective that we can all apply in our work and in our community. Let me sincerely appreciate once again Professor Ayonda for taking time off, to give us to talk to us on this important topic. And to everyone that on this call, I want to welcome you all, and I want to thank you for being an essential part of this learning experience. Once again, I welcome you, and I wish all of us a productive and engaging section. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that welcoming address. You have really set the tone for today's discussion. So let's move straight to the presentation section. We have Professor O.S. Ayonda, and he will be sharing insights on digital scholarships, enhancing women's research, and teaching through technology. So Professor Ayonda, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. And first and foremost, I want to appreciate the president of NAWACS and NAWACS for this invitation. I hope I'm audible, please. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and
clear. Yes, please. Yes, yeah. You're audible. So I
appreciate you, Ma, for the invite. And then I also want to welcome all the participants that are here today. The professors among us, the scholars, even the students that have joined us. Today, I'm going to be speaking on digital scholarship, enhancing women's research and teaching through technology. Well, first and foremost, can you please see my slide, please?
Yes, we can see.
That's very nice. But before I start, I want us to see my slide out there. There is one picture I put there, which is the picture that speaks a lot. All of us, you can see that we have men and women in the academia, and that race we like call an academic race, which it has a starting point and a finish line. But when you look at men at times doesn't really have that hurdles in front of them. They just proceed onto the finish line. But for women, there are a lot of things that disturbs them. the marriage, the childbirth, even house chores, our activities as well. So all these ones are as hurdles for women. And in the academia, it is expected that both men and women, they all get to the finish line at the same time. So for women to be able to scale through all these hurdles, there is what is known as digital scholarship that they need to possess. And that's why I would say digital scholarship, it's actually the use of technology to improve teaching, learning, and research. So when they use digital tools, to improve their teaching, when they use digital tools to improve their learning and research, definitely they will definitely get to the finish line timely. So, and this digital scholarship also empowers women in academics by providing accessible tools, and it will also help them to also be very, very feasible and then improve their productivity. So in this section, we are going to be focusing on how women scholars can actually use modern technologies to strengthen their research output and enrich their teaching methodology. But because of our time, I will dwell more on research output. And all of you will agree with me that we have so many digital technology, we have so many apps that could be used to enhance our research and teaching. There are millions. But today, I'm just going to be discussing some of the tools that we are familiar with. Some we may not be familiar with them, but some we may actually be familiar with them, but maybe we are not using them optimally. Example is Google Scholar, Sci-Hub SC, ChatGPT, that's Gemini, Perplexity, Quibbot, and so on. Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, bro.
You are,
I'm
please.
trying to, I'm trying to scroll, but my button is stuck. I don't know why. Okay, I'm doing that. So why focus on women now? Women in academia, as I've said, have a lot of challenges, and these challenges also, they have limited access to mentorship as well. We thank God for NAWACS for bringing in this type of program, this type of webinar. So unequal recognition as well, and higher administrative or caregiving bodies. So all these obstacles actually reduce the time that is available for publishing, attending conference, and enhancing teaching innovation. So now, digital technology will actually help to bridge this gap by compressing processes that traditionally take weeks into minutes. Let me take, for example, when I was doing my PhD, I was taught how to use EndNote. I was taught how to use Mendeley. But because of my mentality, I don't know, I dropped all those ones. I still embark on the manual processes of citation and referencing. So what will take me just a single click could take me days or 3 days battling with referencing. So digital tools will actually help us to do what? To bridge the gap by compressing processes that will take weeks into minutes. So it also opens up remote participation opportunities. And then by focusing on digital scholarship for women, we foster a more inclusive academic environment where women also can thrive more equitably. Now, understanding digital scholarship now. Digital scholarship is not limited to using computer alone, as people will say. It encompasses a wide spectrum of innovation, and these are AI-assisted writing tools, multimedia teaching platforms which are used to teach nowadays, online collaboration environment as well, reference manager, which are mentioned, the use of Mendeley or Zotero or EndNote. Data analysis, which has to do with the use of Python, R, and also so many other apps. So the transition to digital scholarship actually allows university to move beyond traditional text-heavy academic methods. So it supports dynamic form of knowledge expression. And for women in academia, this means more opportunities to showcase expertise in engaging format. And let's still go to the challenges women face in when it comes to digital scholarship as well. These challenges could include limited access to training opportunities. So women actually they don't usually have time. Maybe at the end of this webinar, we are still going to go back and see how many women did you even have join us in this call. So insufficient external support and digital intimidation also is also one of the challenges, and time constraints from balancing work and family life also in that digital skill acquisition. Women, they do a lot of things. They are the manager at home. So how will they be able to balance even home with work? That's a challenge. So additionally, systemic biases in technology leadership and resources limit women's ability to fully benefit from digital transformation. So addressing these challenges is actually essential to achieving gender equality in academia. So, but the importance of technology, as I always say, in modern academia, technology actually will accelerate essential tasks, especially, women now tend to spend more time on creativity and thinking and critical thinking. So instead of us battling on, okay, how am I going to get so number of papers to be able to write my literature review? You don't bother about that one. What you bother about is creativity and critical thinking. Instead of bothering about, okay, I'm going to cite my work and get the list of references. You are not doing that again, but you are solely focused on creativity and critical thinking. So that will actually help a lot. So technology fosters stronger educational outcomes and better resource productivity. Then technology is now an equalizer for women in academics, which means whatever men can do, women can also do when in academics once they use digital scholarship or digital technology. So digital tools will reduce gender-based inequalities by offering flexible ways of working. So women will be able to also work as they desire. Women will be able to, as you know now, people don't need to go to US before they participate in conference. They can be virtually. That is digital scholarship. You can also collaborate remotely with colleagues worldwide and publish digitally without the constraint of physical travel or administrative limitations. So this flexibility removes several barriers that previously restricted women academic specific. So moreover, AI-driven tools automate repetitive tasks while paraphrasing, formatting, and formatting, and citation management. I think I've made mention of citation. Let me also talk about paraphrasing. There was a time somebody run a similarity index, and it was around 80% plagiarism, similarity index. I was given to work on it. I said, yes, I can do it. But it took me possibly 3 to 4 days to be able to rewrite the whole manuscript. But after some time, I discovered that I was only wasting my time. It's what I could just do maybe within 30 minutes with the use of keyboards. So why will I be disturbing myself, wasting time? So this, technology, this digital technology increases the time women can devote to high-value academic tasks. Instead of just doing, instead of being committed to what could be automated. So technology strengthens women's competitive presence in the academia. I hope, please, can you still hear me, please? I just want to be sure.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, now. So now, but the way I try to design this stuff is that, webinar has been that people will just listen and then they will go. They will not, I want it to be hands-on, in which staff of the Federal University of Oye-Ekiti or our students will be able to, at least from now on, they will be able to use some of these applications in their research or whatever they are doing. And that's why I've brought on the use of Google Scholar, the use of Perplexity. That's one of the things we are going to discuss today. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, 𝑠c, Billboard, and Gamma. So these are some of the applications that I'm going to discuss today. But please, I want to end this. I want to stop steering slide and then share my internet so that I can take us through what I actually want to take us through, please. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yes, I am there. I am there now. Yeah, I am there now. Please, can you see my slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Can see
yes.
it.
Yeah, can you see Google Scholar, please?
Yes,
Yeah, we can
sir.
Okay, that's good. Now, my next slide, though it's not showing, is this I showing. I said Google or Google Scholar. Initially, people used to use this Google. Let's assume that this is Google. I just say synthesis of nanogold. Now, you can see the Google will just give me results. If you can see it from there, it can give me millions of results. And that is why, and it will not even give me any PDF file. It may give me URL. It can give me messages in the pages of the newspaper. And all these 1, 2, 3 you see is to go to net. Therefore, in this, you have a lot of junks to work with. And that is what brings up the use of Google Scholar, which is actually meant for Scholar. Now we have Google Scholar. Let's assume I just type synthesis of nano gold. Synthesis of nano gold on Google Scholar instead of Google. That's what I'm trying to say, Google. Nano gold. We could see that actually it has streamlined what I actually wanted. Here I could see scholarly work, not like using Google. And then this actually have a lot of advantages in the sense that though you say, why am I still talking about Google Scholar? I have seen people that come to meet me on Google Scholar. That's why I'm starting from there. If you are searching for a research paper, you know, from here, you can actually set which time. If you can see my cursor, you can set your preference, your relevance, what you want. You can set it such that maybe what you want, maybe it's 5 years paper. So instead of you having paper in 1980 something, you can use this one to set, to customize the range of your paper. You can say this one from maybe from 2000 to 2020 is what you want. You can actually play with that here. And for us, some of us that are into manual referencing, a lot of people, when you click this site, you should be able to see how the paper is cited, maybe MLA, APA, Chicago, or Harvard. So all this is very. It's not a matter of say, okay, you want to. So definitely people are not using this again. I just want to start here so that you know what we use and what we are now using now. From here now, you can simply copy the type of reference style you want, and then you are done. So one of the things I also want to say about Google Scholar is that you from now ensure that they update their Google profile, because Google profile is yours. Definitely Google is going to crawl your paper onto your page. So you have to sign up. So after you have signed up, then you know some of the papers will be crawled, some will not be crawled. So it is not left for you to ensure that all the papers that are not there, you add them there. And that is why people find problems with the citation. People will say, I have published, I don't see it. So what you can do to gain more citation is to add more of your papers. You check the papers that are listed. The ones that are not listed, you add them. You can add them automatically or manually. So if I want to add them now, I can click these articles. Please, can you hear me, please?
Yes, Prof. Loud and clear.
Okay, yes.
We can hear you.
Yes, you can click this add paper automatically. From here now, you could see the ones that have been added. They are already faint in color. So you can now play with your name. You can play with surname here. I can just say Ayonda, because the problem is that some of us, when we publish, our first name is our surname. The way we write it is our surname in the paper. So you may not necessarily get your paper may not be crawled here. So you play with your name, your first name, your initials, in order to get papers that have not been listed. And then when you get those papers that have not been listed, then you add them. So by the time you add them, then you'll be lucky that some of the ones you have added now will now have certain citation, and then that just. So I just want to show people how you can enhance citation. So another thing, when I'm not talking about, there have been innovation and solution to Google Scholar. People no longer use some of those things I'm talking about. If you look at my Google Scholar, you discover that it's different from the normal ones you see, because you can see my rankings. It's telling you here my Q1, I have 11 of my papers is Q1. Please, can you see what I'm saying, please?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, that I'm having 25% Q2. Can you see that? So this is what is known as citation. So after this lecture, I'm going to send the link to all of us so that we can click and you can install on our desktop, not on phone, on desktop. So when you install it, instead of you looking for, okay, how many paper is my Q1, wasting time, how many paper is my Q2 when it is required of you, or how many paper, you just go on your what Google Scholar. It's already written. Like, if, for example, now if I go to my institution now, I pick one of our staff. Let me pick Dr. Loretta Vevo. You can see, I can see that, okay, Prof has 51% Q1 are papers. I can see the Q2, I can see Q3, and so on. So when you install excitation, it will give you, you don't waste much time how many your Q1 or your Q2 is Q3. So you'll be able to, in fact, when you scroll down, you'll be able to see the country in which it's public. And that is it. So let's now go, let's now proceed. Now, there's something I also want to now let you know now is that there's another good solution on Google Scholar, which is known as Scholar Labs. It is very new. So here you ask research question, and it will it's far better than Google Scholar because it will eliminate all the noise and then it will provide summary of specific. And that is what people. So you just come here, you can see the lab, you can see my cursor. You just click on it. Once you click on it, it should just ask a detailed research question to find relevant papers. I can just write here, how do I synthesize nano gold? If I press it now, you will see that it's going to give me papers. And it's going to still, give me the summary of those papers. That is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to eliminate. I think because of network, it's still rolling. Yeah, you can see now. You can see this paper now. This is a paper it gave me. It gave me the summary of the paper. So that instead of you reading the whole article, you don't need to bother yourself. You use Google Labs. Then you can really have the summary of whatever paper you want to use. It's very, very, very straightforward. So now, that's what I'm trying to prove now, that people no longer use Google Scholar. They are now using Scholar Labs. I think Scholar Labs, I don't know, maybe up to a month old now. It's just very, very recent. So that's what I want to say regards that. But now, a lot of people, I would say, may not be using Google Scholar again, as you see. There is also another application known as Perplexity. Perplexity is it's an AI-powered accurate information or any like synthesized summary by verified sources. This makes it exceptionally valuable for literature review. So when you are doing your literature review, I would say don't use Google Scholar. You can use Scholar Labs, then you use Perplexity. Let's see, this is Perplexity. You can see my screen. Let me just say synthesis of a nano gold. I still want to use the same nano gold all through. Nano gold. Let me just press it there. Let me say on Perplexity. So when you use Perplexity, you see, it's already telling me how this one can be synthesized. So it's telling me I have this method. And when you click here, it's going to show me. I don't want it to go. When it's going to actually reference an accurate citation, so that you don't need to bother yourself about anything. So you learn how to use Perplexity from now. It's very simple. All these apps I'm talking about, just download them and then sign up. So it's telling me, if you look at my screen, these are the different methods, and you can have them also with the citation. So that's what I want to bring up. And then, okay, there's something I also want to say about this Perplexity. Let's assume you want your impact factor of your journal. Instead of you saying, and that what is the impact factor, you can easily check from Perplexity, though you need to also cross-check. But let me just say, okay, impact factor of innovations. Let me just type that one. Impact factor of innovations. Let me send it. So you can use this Perplexity to check impact factor of all journals. It should be able to give you an accurate. It should be able to give you. Let me see. Where is this? Oh, this is gone. This is gone. I'm coming. Let me check again. Okay. Impact factor of innovations. That is, let me just say it's a journal. So you should be able, maybe what I wrote, it doesn't get is here. Maybe, yeah. You see, this is innovation. It's telling me now the journal focuses on business, management, accounting, and so on. Also give me the publisher. It's even say it's Q4. And its Chimago ranking starts at 0.174. The size score is 1.1. So it will give you the details of the journal. So you don't need to bother yourself about. So you can use Perplexity to check all these things instead of wasting time searching and searching. And then I also make mention here that people can from now start using ChatGPT, Gemini. I also use Gemini. Then I use DeepSeek as well. All these ones, everybody knows how to use it. But people know how to use it more than the other, because you must know the right prompt to be able to get a satisfactory reply that you think. So one of the things I can say you can, when this thing comes to research, is that you can easily use this add button to add your PDF, your paper that you will take maybe one day to read. You don't need to read. You don't like reading again. You just add your PDF. Then you just say summarize. I'm telling you, it's going to summarize that paper. I'm 100% sure. But because of my time, I don't know whether I should. I don't want to go into that, because I'm just explaining. I won't waste time. So next time you want to develop your literature review, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, you can use Claude, so that you just add the PDF and ask any question on that PDF. It's going to return it back to you. In fact, you can say that you should summarize it in 20 words, or in 30 words or 60 words, depending on what you desire. Now, another fine is very, very important when it comes to research is this SciHub. Is 𝑠ci.sc. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's very nice. Is this SC? Sometimes people, when people need papers, they send to me and say, okay, well, we need this paper. They will just send me the POI or the title. What I will do at that time is I will send to South Africa, and I'll be bothering them to send it to me. But nowadays, you can actually use this SciHub to get this, what they call it? The right pronunciation, that pay word academic papers. That is to say, papers that you need to pay before you can receive. So sometimes you may not need to pay. What you just do that you open the book, the URL of the paper, copy the DOI. Once you copy the DOI, you just paste it here. Once you paste it there and you open, it will open. If it doesn't open, in fact, if you have 10 papers you are looking for, by the time you use SciHub, that is, for pay what papers, at least from out of 5, out of 10, you should be able to see 7 or 8 of those papers open for you freely, and then you can save the PDF. So please and please, I want us to practice all these things. So because if we don't practice it, we may not be able to use it. Now let me quickly go to keyboard. Because of my time, I don't want to waste. Keyboard is a paraphrasing and grammar improvement for writing. Yeah. So now let's assume you run your Turnitin, and then there are so many similarities index. So you can use keyboard. So even if you are not paying for it, if you don't have the Pro and the Premium, and you have this one, there is just a limited number of sentences you can put there. No words that you can put there, but it will still get in you whatever you want. Let's, for example, let me see whether I can copy something from this Perplexity. Let me see. I want to copy. Okay. I can copy this. Let's assume I copy this from anywhere, maybe in a paper. I can use this in order, once you have on your keyboard, you sign up. When you sign up, you can put this one here. These are more changes. You can just click it, because sometimes it will be in fewer changes. Click more changes, make it standard. You may not be able to use this academic if you are not paid. Here, you just paste your words there. When you paste it, you can say it should paraphrase for you. So let's assume you have all those, you have a lot of similarity in this. You can use this to do what? To rewrite your tenses, so that at least just to bypass plagiarism. Plagiarism. So so you use this one in order to bypass it. So, and then when you launch it, and it gives you a particular paragraph, and you are not satisfied, you still click again in order to you click and click until you are satisfied. That's what I want to say. Let's, for example, here I said the gold nano particle synthesized with the help of this. I'm trying to take a sentence so that at least I can use that one for us. So that I'm coming, just 1 second. I want us to practice it. Yeah. Let's use this one on keyboard. Please, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Now let's copy this one. I said these sentences are copied. I know it's plagiarized. I said in recent years, nanotechnology has been the topic of extensive research and a great deal of interest among researchers. The manufacturing and utilizing of nanoparticles has expanded dramatically as a result of the rapid development of nanotechnology. So let me now say you should paraphrase it. So if you write it in such a way, you have to rewrite it without changing its meaning. No, but now it has changed to researchers has been very interested in and have conducted a lot of study on nanotechnology in recent years. You see the way it paraphrases. The fast advancement of nanotechnology has led to a significant expansion in the production and use of nanoparticles. So you just copy this, you use the one that has been rewritten by by keyboard and replace it with the one you have there. If this is not satisfactory, you still click rephrase. It will still continue to rephrase it until you get what you actually desire. Now, lastly, I think is what I want to talk on is Gamma. Gamma. Gamma is a software that you can, let's assume you are just, and then when you are giving the talk, you just have limited time. Instead of wasting your time preparing slides, you can easily enter Gamma, and then you see, just type whatever you desire, and I am very sure it should be, and when you follow the prompt, it should be able to get you a very cool presentation. And people will ask me, what this is Gamma. This is one of the Gamma when I was practicing on advanced electrochemistry. I just say you should give me a note on advanced electrochemistry, and I think I got this at that time. You can see the slide, very, very beautiful. You are the one that is going to instruct it the way you actually want it to look like. Now, let me now go back to my slide now. I want to stop sharing this. Then I'll go back to my slide. One more minute. Okay. Yes. Am I on to my slide?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, I'm on to my slide now. So these are what I have explained. These are what I have explained. But there's something I wrote here. People will see my slides some of these days. They will say, they can ask, is it Gamma that you use? No, I didn't use Gamma. I used Canva in order to design this one. So in in January, we are planning to have a physical workshop where we can train people on how to use Canva to design flyers and to design presentations such as this. Now, best practices for using digital tools. Why digital tools offer great advantages? They must be used responsibly. That's what you need to know. Scholars should verify AI-generated information, cross-check citations, and ensure the accuracy of paraphrase content. So it is essential to combine multiple digital tools to achieve best results. You just don't use one. I told you, I have ChatGPT, I have Claude, I have Gemini, I have DC. So I know what I'm using them. You just don't use one. So even when you have AI-generated content, you can use keyboards to do what? To rewrite it. So that is it. You use them. You use multiple tools together in order to achieve best result. I would say continuous learning ensures scholars stay updated with evolving innovations. So our women should be ready to learn. I expect this platform to be full. Like was expecting maybe we have 1,000, we will have 200. I'm not sure how many we will have. We must not be tired of learning. And institutions should encourage regular training for women to maximize digital skill development. I don't want to waste much of our time, but let me just say the future of women's digital scholarship. Digital technology has revolutionized how academic work is conducted. For women, it opens opportunity to overcome entrenched barriers. It will improve your productivity and lead innovation in teaching and research. So women who adopt digital scholarship not only enhance their own academic journey, but also pave the way for future generations of female scholars. So the digital future is inclusive when women are also equipped to lead. So there are calls for action. Number one, women academics are encouraged to choose at least one of these digital tools I've mentioned today and integrate it into their workflow. This is very, very weak. I will say, I will tell you, ChatGPT is my PA, Gemini is my PA. In fact, let me tell you that some of the presentation I'm presenting here, I got them from, it was actually made available to me by my PA. So building digital competence takes practice, but small steps lead to significant transformation. And lastly, collaboration and peer learning accelerate this growth. So I expect all of our younger colleagues, academia, the women in academics, to collaborate and be ready to learn from our seniors, people from, professors like Professor 𝑫𝒊𝒈𝒊𝒕𝒂𝒍, professors like Professor Loretta Intoimo, a guru. So please and please, I want you and I'm very sure even some of our younger colleagues too, they also I'm very sure Dr. Bamigboye can use Canva to design presentations. I'm very sure of that one. So we should collaborate. We should learn from them. So by taking the initiative to learn and use these tools, women scholars position themselves for greater academic success, feasibility, and leadership in the digital age. So if you have any question or would like to discuss further, feel free to reach out to me at innovation@FUOYE.edu.ng. Thank you all for your attention. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Professor Ayonda, for that comprehensive presentation. Wow, I enjoyed it, and I am also of the same thought that all the participants enjoyed the presentation. So in case we have any question, you can just drop it on the chat box or raise your hand. Or you can just raise your hand and have your question. But let me ask this question in preparation for those who will be asking their own question. So, Prof, you've highlighted numerous digital tools. You know, you've mentioned ChatGPT, you've mentioned Gemini and others. So, as in, it enhances us in conducting research, scholarship. However, some of these tools, particularly if I'm using ChatGPT, there is always this problem that it makes mistakes. So sometimes, and it generates errors and inaccuracies. And women in academia, we often juggle with many responsibilities and facing time constraints. So how can we effectively identify the potential mistakes that will be coming up, and how can we overcome them to ensure integrity in our work? So secondly, there is this challenge that I encounter sometimes with issues from the content generated from AI being detected by tools like Turnitin. You know, it gives me a high percentage. So how can academics, particularly women navigate this issue and ensure that our work is original while still leveraging on AI-powered tools? Thank you, Prof.
I'm actually looking for people, but I think I can still respond. Like your last question is like, how do you ensure you beat plagiarism? Is that your question, ma?
Yes, sir. Yes, Prof.
Yes, very easy. In fact, one of those things I explain now is how to use Skillbot to beat plagiarism. It's what I have done before. Very, very easy. If you don't have, if you have the premium, you should be able to upload your paper so that at least it can paraphrase them for you. But if you don't have the premium, you can just copy and paste paragraphs into it. And I've used it, in fact, I have used it to bring maybe 80% plagiarism to a similarity index to less than 18. I have used. So Skillbot is the perfect tool, and I have used that. The first question you asked was that I don't remember. Please, can you ask again the first question, please?
Yes. So the first question that I have is that, there are some AI tools that we use. It generates errors and sometimes inaccuracies. So how can we cope with this, overtake those mistakes that have been made to ensure that our work is filled with integrity?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you said all these AI has error. It's what, in Nigeria, we don't like the version of those tools. So the paid version, the pro, I'm sure it will have limited errors. But because we are using free in Nigeria, everybody likes free tools. That's why you see a lot of error. In fact, if you see the Skillbot now, there is standard, there is fluency, there is that of academics. But once you click that, what you want as academics, what your response should be academics, then you have to pay for it. So, and what you can do, since we believe ourselves that we want something free, is that whatever we get, because ChatGPT will not give you accurate referencing, I'm sure. So what you can do is that you can use several apps. For example, I've said that people are no longer even using ChatGPT. Like, for example, based on this lecture we have today, I don't expect anybody to still be using Google Scholar. I expect people to start using Scholar Labs or Perplexity. Once you use Perplexity, it will cut all those errors, because what those ones are designed for, they are actually designed for research. So that is what we can do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that response. I think we have a question in call messages. Yes. The students, we also want to try to use AI in our research, but we are often discouraged from doing so. The world is rapidly advancing, and I feel we should move along too, instead of sticking with the old ways. Why is this so, sir?
Okay. Thank you
From you get that
very
question,
much to the student that have asked this question. You know, as you have said, the world is actually changing. And the reason why maybe your lecturers, they don't want you to use AI is because they want you to think. They want you to use your brain. So they are also very, very, you know, they know what they are doing. But what I want you to note is that I will, based on my own directorate, I won't discourage anyone to use AI. But all I will just do is that I will ensure that they use it, they use it ethically. So once you are able to use AI ethically, I don't think there is an issue. For example, now students are good at lifting, copying paragraphs from papers, and then they just copy and paste. You get it now? When AI gives you something, you just copy and paste. But you should be able to use several AIs. Like for example, as you are copying from one, another one is helping you to do what? To possibly paraphrase it. And another thing is that some of these AI, they are actually for mapping, for research mapping. But all of us, we don't know anything about research mapping. We just copy and paste. So when you map, they give you idea, they give you how the different trends. So you are the one to know how you are going to, write them in order to to convince, to bring conviction to your lecturer that, okay, this is what you say, oh, I have done, then I have done it. Not that you just copy and paste. So I think the problem is copy and paste, not actually the use of AI. So learn to use AI ethically, and then there will be no problem. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for those responses, Professor Ayonda. Do we have any other question, please? You can just unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
I have a question, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you too.
Yes, sir. So I want to ask that if we are working on some work, maybe on some topics, and there are some topics that you are not allowed to access them, you are not allowed to get some particular information about them. So what if you are working on such work? What tools can you use to navigate or bypass laws and policies? I don't think okay, for example, let me give a good example. Let's say you are trying to work on some medical stuff, and it has to do with confidentiality, that you have to you cannot access some particular information, but you need them for your work. So what tools can you use to achieve your work? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you see, I don't really get what you mean by you can't access it. For me, once a paper is published, I don't know, maybe from the angle you are coming in, you'll be able to access the paper either freely or through subscription. You get that? Maybe you talk about papers that are not freely available online when it comes to research. But whatever is not available for you that you need to pay for, that is the pay word research paper. Then that's why I use the SciHub.se to be able to get such type of paper. So, and then when you also say some work are not accessible, I don't know, still really don't know what to mean by it's not accessible. But you can use Perplexity. Perplexity will definitely give you any information you need on research. And then there's also another tool called Research Rabbit. I think it's called Research Rabbit. So you can also use that to be able to for your research mapping. So I don't think there's nobody will restrict you from having information. Once it's not online, then you can access it. But once it's online, you either pay to have it, or you subscribe to have it, or it should be free. So that's what I would like to see on that. So I don't know whether I have answered your question satisfactorily, because I don't really get it. Thank you.
So thank you once again for that response. Do we have any other question? Kindly unmute yourself.
Doc, please, can I come in, please?
Yes,
Hello,
Prof.
Doc. Okay, thank you. Professor Ayanda, thank you again for that beautiful presentation. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you. I just want to make a suggestion to your directorate. That is Directorate of Digital Services. I don't know if it will be possible for you to write to the management, if they can give us a platform whereby we can have the university login details for Scopus and for some of these platforms. That one will really help our research a lot. And we can even have access to some of these websites that you talk about. So I don't know if that is possible. If it is possible, we'll appreciate it if you can please try to make it available to everyone.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think, okay, yeah. Regarding those photos and monitoring and so many other platforms, I actually wanted to try it, but I don't want to be, I don't want to, so that people in research will not say Ayanda is doing our work. That's the reason why to do that. And maybe possibly I'll still look into it and see if we can actually the management that you can have grammar and some other things. And I think something just escaped my. Maybe before the end of the program, the program, I will also raise that. But that is what I think I need to share with you, so that research will not say we are doing their work. That's the issue, because I'm actually into digitals, not the scope and then yes, I've remembered now. All the applications that I discussed here today, they are all free. They are all free. They are there online. That's why I was using. In fact, I was using them freely. Yeah, they are all free.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And Prof, ma'am, are you still there?
Yes, Prof.
Well, you know that we have both tried the Scopus before, ma'am. You know. We know what is there, the reason behind it.
We can still try, the Prof.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
Good evening, Professor Ayanda. Thank you for that job well done. Yes, sir. And I said something about we don't need to go into so many literature. If you want to, maybe want to write a paper that instead of getting maybe 10 literature paper, whatever you said, there is an app. I don't understand that, please. I didn't really get that. That is hello, sir. Do you get me?
Hello. You mean the app?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, she's talking about the app.
Yes, sir.
My network.
Oh, it's well low.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
can you
sir.
Hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, let me reshare what I have said. If you can hear me, let me reshare what I have said.
All right, sir.
If you, no, not now. I'm coming. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to my Chrome. Now, can you see my? Can you see my slide now?
Yeah, we can see it.
My screen. Yeah. What I'm saying is that nowadays you don't need to be reading yourself reading a full paper. And I told you some of the ways you can do that. Number one, there is actually another application called Scholar Lab. when you open your Google Scholar, you just see it at the corner top like that. Once you click it, it bring you here. So you can just write your research question. When you write your research question, it's going to give you specific paper, and it will still summarize those papers for you. That's what I said. So that it won't be, you don't need to bother yourself using, just reading and reading. And I said again that you can use ChatGPT. People use ChatGPT, but some of them are not using it optimally. From here, you can add that PDF you want to summarize, or you want to use in your literature review, or you want to read. Just add it add it through this ChatGPT and just say summarize or explain or give me the vital information regarding this paper. ChatGPT is going to do justice and explain, summarize everything for you. And I said, people are not even using ChatGPT again. You can use Perplexity. This Perplexity is mainly for researchers. Once you type in your topic there, I'm telling you, with ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, you can write a full thesis under 1 hour. A full PhD thesis under 1 hour, it will be written. That's what I'm saying. And then when it's written, you can use keyboard to be able to do what? Paraphrase it when you have a higher similarity index, of whatever you have written. So that's what I'm saying. So it depends on how you are able to use these tools. So you don't use one, you use them hand in hand, and then you'll be able to achieve your aim and purpose. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. If there are no more questions, we move to our closing remarks. So I don't know if Dr. Araoye, our Vice President, NAWACS Vice President, is on the call. Okay, that's all right. So as we wrap up, I want to express my gratitude to our speakers, Professor Ayonda, and our President, Professor Akintayo, for the insightful contributions, and to our participants, thank you very much for your engagement and questions. So today's discussion, it has highlighted the importance of digital scholarship in empowering women academics, and I also appreciate Professor Ayonda for this hands-on training. Although the time was limited, but at least we all learned something. So as we conclude, I encourage everyone to leverage on these tools, on the insights that have been shared today, to enhance our research and teaching. So let's continue to support each other, to uplift each other in this research journey. Thank you once again, and have a great evening. So we look forward to subsequent webinars and continued participation in NAWACS FUOYE. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Professor Ayonda. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.